let them go, and now they're out there still. So what is the deal here? It sounds insane to me.
Sounds insane to me too. New York Governor Kathy Hochul was grilled about crime during her appearance on The View, and I loved seeing it. So this was published in 2020. As I was researching, I came across this headline. New York City subway thief thanks Democrats after his 139th arrest release. Bail reform, it's lit. Subway rider, I mean, we did this story. I got in trouble for doing the story. People got real upset. Woman waiting for the train, okay, gets hit on by some person who had been arrested like dozens and dozens of times, okay? She ignored his advances. He went and took a crap in his hand and smeared it on her face. He was booked and let out immediately. That is a violent assault. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, Cenk? What are we doing? What are we doing? Someone tell me, what the F are we doing?
Yeah, look, no one signed up for this. I don't know how the hell any of these laws passed.
Come at me right now and tell me I'm the bad guy, because I want these people who dismembered corpses and tried to conceal the evidence in prison. Come at me and tell me I'm the bad guy. Come at me.
Look, guys.
Insane, you guys are insane. Anyone who thinks this is okay is insane. And everyone else in New York has to suffer the consequences of this.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this pretty hilarious but very telling clip from TYT. Okay, in which Ana Kasparian is going to declare that she is no longer on the left, okay, or kind of get close to basically declaring that, as Sync tries to reel her back in from saying that I'm not on the left anymore because you guys are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs batshit crazy. Now, we all know that Ana Kasparian has basically slowly but surely started to take the red pill. Now, will she ever be a conservative? Probably not. Not the actual definition, not the real meaning. Okay, now the far leftists will probably say that she's conservative, she's a Trump supporter or whatever, but we can't let them define the political spectrum. However, she's more than welcome to join the club if she actually wants to be a conservative. She just has to leave her left-wing politics where they are, right? Which is in cuckoo for Cocoa Puff land, which is why she's basically declaring that, hey, I might not necessarily be on the left anymore if what is left is being soft on crime, like super soft on crime, progressive criminal justice reform, because what she's responding to is this crazy story about suspects out of Long Island, New York, that were allegedly involved in a murder and dismembering of some individuals in their local communities. Now, these people were basically let out of jail with no bail because of New York's progressive bail reform laws, okay? And Ana is going to basically lose it over the fact that these people are being let out, even though it seems like they may be suspects in a murder. They seem to be dangerous and violent individuals, or potentially dangerous and violent. And again, it's so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that even the progressive left, okay, the so-called progressives are saying, this is crazy, this is insane. So now, Cenk is going to attempt to try to back away from this idea that these types of laws are laws that progressives like him support, okay? Although we have a history of Cenk and TYT supporting these very laws that allowed for this situation to occur. Take a look.
Philadelphia's new district attorney is Larry Krasner. We've talked about him before on the program. When the election happened, he was a guy that's considered to be different than other DAs. He's going to change things, and in fact, he already has in Philly. This week, he's taken the significant step of eliminating cash bail programs for a number of low-level offenses. So why would you want to do this? If you pay the cash bail, then you get to get out of jail. Turns out, though, that if you charge someone thousands of dollars to be bailed out, it's really easy for rich people to pay that, and very difficult, if not impossible, for a lot of people of lower socioeconomic status to do that. And so this is I was gonna say multi-hundred-year wrong, but no, this is a multi-thousand-year wrong. It's, as we're gonna talk about later, it's from medieval times, and it still just exists in a lot of America. But thankfully, at least in Philly, it's being limited. The policies that it's being removed from include retail burglary, prostitution, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, resisting arrest, providing false identification, a number of other things, including some that are classified as felonies, which is one of the significant ways that this Philadelphia change goes beyond some other programs that have tried to eliminate cash bail. And since January, he's purged his office of many career prosecutors, announced his support for city-sponsored safe injection sites for intravenous drug users, and declined to prosecute charges of marijuana possession.
So when you have establishment guys in office, they give you a different drug, the tranquilizing drug of gradualism, as Martin Luther King said. And they tell you, no, not now, not now. We can't do it now. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not practical. So Larry Krasner was an actual progressive. A lot of progressive groups fought for him. He won, and it turns out you can do it. You can do it right now. There's nothing stopping you. What generally stops the establishment Democrats is their donors. They don't want progress. They don't want change. They generally want the status quo. And so if you elect a real progressive, he will do real progressive things like this. So now, my favorite quote comes from Philly.com, who's covering this story. They say that jailing suspects unless they can pay disproportionately punishes minorities and the poor. You don't say.
Yeah, you don't say, Cenk, okay, because that clip was 6 years ago, and you had Cenk along with his sidekick supporting the type of progressive criminal justice reform that New York has implemented that led to this situation right here, okay? So they openly supported this. This is what they pushed for. He says that this is what real progressivism is. Now, let's listen to Cenk try to gaslight us and try to tell us now all of a sudden that this is backfire and it is extremely unpopular, how this is not real progressivism. They don't really support this. Again, it's hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious clip
that Joy Behar confronted Governor Hochul about, and it's in this next clip. Let's watch that real quick and I'll fill in the blanks.
The CEO of the MTA says that 1% of subway suspects are responsible for more than 20% of the crime because of New York's bail reform laws, which allows them to go back out there and commit more crimes. But there was just a crime on Long Island where body parts were found all over Long Island. They had 4 suspects. They let them go. And now they're out there still. So what is the deal here? It sounds insane to me.
Though the crime that was brought was not what was bail eligible. Yes, murder is. Yes, conspiracy to commit murder is. Yes, assault is bail eligible. All those are. I know that the DA is working really hard with the Suffolk County Police Department to build the case they need to bring the charges that are necessary. The charges he brought, he did not have enough evidence at time to hold them.
So you can't hold them?
Not on the charges he brought. But those are low-level charges. They really weren't. And we can work to make those bail eligible in the next session.
Dismembering a corpse and hiding a corpse after dismembering it, not bail eligible, not a serious crime. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like when Joy Behar outlined that case, I was like, she's crazy. This isn't a thing. This isn't real. This isn't real. So I looked it up. It's real, guys. It's real. Listen, if being on the left means supporting this, then I'm not on the left, and I'm okay with that.
Wow. Basically what she's saying is that if being on the left means that you have to be this batshit crazy to say that these people should not be in jail, okay? In fact, they really shouldn't be allowed to even get out on bail. We should just hold them until we figure out what the hell is going on. That's how bad it is, right? That's how serious of a crime that it is. And I know some people may find it to be controversial, but again, when you have somebody that is suspected of murder, okay, of dismembering people that are super fucking crazy, right, for lack of better terms to describe it, yeah, you probably should hold them until you figure out whether or not it's actually safe to allow them back into general society, okay? I understand that they're going to get their day in court. They need to get their day in court. I get that. Innocent until proven guilty, but at the same time, you got to use some common sense, right? I mean, these people were found with blood all over the apartment. I mean, all types of just flat out common sense evidence that, these people probably were involved in murdering and dismembering these people. But again, you know, these woke laws allowed them to go free. These woke laws that people like Anna and Cenk supported, right? They supported this before everything went insane and they actually saw the results of what they voted for and what they advocated for. In fact, let me get a screenshot of this because this is going to be in the thumbnail here. This is perfect. Love it when I get a great screenshot.
So let me give you the details of the case.
It doesn't mean that.
Okay, I don't know. Let me give you the
Behar's
details.
On the left. We're all on the left. We don't want people dismembering folks getting released. Only a couple of lunatic.
Some do.
I know. What I was in the middle of saying is only a couple of lunatic activists are like, yeah, we're pro dismemberment guys being let go. Okay, whatever.
These
You
poor
don't represent the
criminals
left
who
at all.
dismembered bodies. It's so unfair to put them in prison. Okay, let me.
Only a few of them, right? Only a few of them like you, Jake. This is what this man supported. You supported this because your ideology, the logic that you use to support bail reform is what led to this, okay? This idea that, hey, every crime that we deem to be nonviolent, which, by the way, they basically changed what it means to be nonviolent, right? Apparently, being suspected of dismembering somebody is nonviolent, right? They've changed the definition of that, just like they've changed the definition of everything, really, to allow people to be able to, go free, right? To not be held in jail or to not have a bail because, well, it disproportionately affects poor people, right? This is what they said. And a disproportionate amount of poor people are black. So therefore, it's racist, right? We need to get rid of it. Just allow criminals out in the streets because they're too poor to pay the bail, right? This is what they're saying. But again, you got to understand, a lot of these people are living in poverty because they're criminals, right? That's why being poor doesn't make you a criminal, but being a criminal will make you poor. 100%. 100%. Okay? So, he's going to try to walk away from it. They're going to try to walk back from it and say, well, this is not progressive. This isn't what progressives believe, but this is exactly what progressives believe. This is what you wanted.
Let me give you the details of the actual case, okay? So 4 people were arrested in New York after body parts were found in Long Island. Okay, dismembered body parts. The victims were, 2 people from Yonkers, older individuals. Suffolk County Police say 44-year-old Stephen Brown, 38-year-old Jeffrey Mackey, 40-year-old Amanda Wallace, and 33-year-old Alexis Neves were charged with concealment of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and hindering prosecution. They have not been charged with murder. Prosecutors told a judge there was so much blood in the pipes, sink, shower, and toilet of the Railroad Avenue home in Amityville where the suspects were arrested that it was deemed uninhabitable. Police said they confiscated meat cleavers, butcher knives, flesh, and body parts. Attorneys for Brown and Mackey admitted that their clients lived in that home where the body parts and all that blood was found, but denied chopping up the 59-year-old woman and 53-year-old man whose last known address was in Yonkers. Wallace also lived with Brown and Mackey in Amityville. Police said that Knives is homeless. Okay, all 4 pleaded not guilty. The judge released them without bail. They were fitted with GPS monitoring and must report in-person probation and surrender their passports.
I don't care about their passports.
Dude, guys, like what? Okay, so did further research because I just couldn't believe it. Here's more. With 2019 state reforms, mutilation and disposal of murdered corpses are among crimes that are no longer bail eligible. The DA said the 4 went to barbaric lengths to cover the crime.
Yeah. Again, it's amazing how you have to have a situation like this for progressives to realize how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs insane the things that they advocated for, that they wanted are, right? People with regular common sense, right? Normal, everyday people. We all knew that, yeah, this is probably not a good idea, right? The bail system exists for a reason. It ain't just racism, okay? It ain't just to keep the poor down, okay? It's to actually, keep people locked up that, pose a threat, that can be dangerous until they go to trial, until they're proven to be guilty, okay? So again, it's not perfect, but there's no system that's perfect. There's always going to be pros and cons. Don't get me wrong. I understand the leftist argument, but what is the alternative, right? You always have to look at any policy from, okay, my position might not be perfect, but what's the alternative, right? It might not be perfect to hold people in jail that are probably innocent, but what's the alternative? Well, the alternative is what we have here, letting all these criminals out. Okay, for them to go out and to basically become repeat offenders until somebody eventually gets killed, which happens most of the time. I mean, in fact, one of these individuals that were released, she's already been rearrested for shoplifting at a CVS. Already been rearrested. Okay, I mean, again, you have these people, they are career criminals. and we're letting them out of jail and just back on the streets. Oh, because they're poor, right? And again, I understand that, yeah, the system that's in place, the traditional system, yeah, it might not be fair for some people. It might not be perfect, but there is going to be no perfect solution. There is no solution. It's just trade-offs. And you got to understand that.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, Cenk? What are we doing? What are we doing? Someone tell me, what the F are we doing?
Yeah, look, no one signed up for this. I don't know how the hell any of these laws passed. I went to every progressive conference there was over the last 20 years. I never heard a single person saying, why don't we let the actual criminals go? Hey, if someone butchers someone and chops them up into little pieces, let's do the kind of criminal justice reform where they would be able to walk out free.
Yeah, come at me. Come at me right now and tell me I'm the bad guy, because I want these people who dismembered corpses and tried to conceal the evidence in prison. Come at me and tell me I'm the bad guy. Come at me.
I don't look, guys.
Again, this is hilarious. Cenk is trying to walk away from this, but you can't let these people walk away from it. We have it on video. I showed you guys. This dude supported this. He supported these soft on crime policies. Okay, he supported woke DA out there in Philadelphia. Look at Philadelphia right now. It's a shithole. Why is that? Because of these soft on crime policies that Cenk on camera supported. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. Bail reform, right? This is what true progressivism is. It is so funny trying to watch these people walk away from what they supported. The chaos and destruction that they wanted so badly. It is hilarious. It is glorious. It is mwah, mwah, okay? But we can't just let them walk away from it without letting them know that, no, you supported this. This is progressivism. Don't try to redefine things there and say it's not progressive. No, this is progressivism. That's exactly what this is.
Insane. You guys are insane. Anyone who thinks this is okay is insane. And everyone else in New York has to suffer the consequences of this with random bag checks at the subway by National Guard troops.
At a time where we have the right wing, which has lost its mind, you're taking good people that would normally be on the left and driving them to the right wing with this madness. And no one agreed to it. I don't mean the voters, I mean on the left.
Bro, you agreed to it though. Again, this is what you wanted, Cenk. Again, this is hilarious to me.
When did we have a vote? When did we decide in a primary or a ballot measure that we should do any of this?
Bro, you have a whole organization called Justice Democrats to support progressives that support this type of stuff. Again, don't sit here and try to act like you ain't got nothing to do with it. You created a whole organization designed to put these type of people in office to enact these type of policies that you supported. Again, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Another good screenshot.
I never once heard it at any progressive get-together, any progressive, no one has ever proposed this. All of a sudden, in 2019, these activists popped up in all these cities. And they're like, okay, you know what, like.
How did they succeed? I wanna know.
They got massive funding.
How
where the hell did the money come from?
It came from you, like I just pointed out. These people started whole organizations to fund these types of lunatics and put them in office to enact these types of reforms and policies. On top of that, Soros. Who's funding all of these woke, soft on crime DAs? Soros. But if you call it out, if you tell the truth and you say, yeah, George Soros is funding all this. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. You hate Jews, right? This is what they say. They smear you as a racist. They smear you as a bigot when you tell the truth. Now, when you see that it's backfired in your face, all of a sudden you got all these questions about, well, where did the funding come from? Where are all these people getting the money? Again, this is, wow. This is hilarious to me. Hilarious. I'm loving every second of this.
The left doesn't have money for anything.
It's
and all
really
of a sudden
weird.
they had infinite money to finance lunatic activists who are saying, oh, let all the criminals go. Are you insane? So look, guys, let's get back to what's happening in New York and explain to you what's rational and what is a left-wing perspective as opposed to the lunatic perspective, okay? So in terms of the laws in New York about being able to consider violence or not in terms of bail, that has been around for a long time. But in 2019, as you partly saw in that graphic, they changed some of the laws so they moved more crimes into non-violent felonies. But tons of those crimes are actually very, very violent. And Governor Hochul there mentioned assault. No, that's not true. A lot of forms of assault are now in the non-violent felony category, including domestic assault.
An older subway rider, I mean, we did this story. I got in trouble for doing the story. People got real upset. Woman waiting for the train, okay, gets hit on by some person who had been arrested like dozens and dozens of times, okay? She ignored his advances. He went and took a crap in his hand and smeared it on her face. He was booked and let out immediately. That is a violent assault. But who cares about the freedom or the safety or the lives of the law-abiding citizens in New York, right? Who cares about their freedom? Who cares about their safety? We have to be super concerned and have our bleeding hearts bleed out on behalf of people who smear crap on the faces of innocent people at the subway.
Wow. What did I tell you guys? In order to red pill a leftist, give them what they want, okay? It doesn't matter what it is, guys. It doesn't matter. Whether it be immigration, right, crime, give them what they want. They want to live in progressive utopia, let them live in progressive utopia. Let them see how it actually is. They have to live it in order to realize that, hey, this is bad. And even then, you still got some insane people that will continue to defend it. They'll say, oh, well, racism and bigotry and whatever, right? But you got some leftists that aren't completely, going off a cliff, right? That aren't somebody that probably belongs in a mental institution that can see, okay, this don't really make sense. We need to back away from this. But don't try to change it now and try to say it's not progressive to be for this type of stuff. No, it is. This is what you signed up for. This is what you wanted. We got it on tape. We got it on video. This is what you advocated for. You were celebrating these soft on crime DAs implementing these types of policies. And now you have to suffer the consequences. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.